Right? Looks like we're live. Can't tell. Let me just see here.
Pretty sure it says Korean fried chicken mukbang.
It says on that one, but not.
If we are live, guys, be warned if you're at work or if you're feeling emotional. This might be a bit of a sad live stream. We had to put Spudgy down today. We knew this was coming for about a day or two. So we've been in a pretty bad state. Today we finally had to put him down, and he went very, very peacefully. He was in his Totoro bed, and we brought like his favorite cat food because he always eats Mima's food. The doctors are like, these foreigners don't know that's for cats. They don't know. And we're like,
if they couldn't tell from the Japanese writing, there's a picture of a cat on it.
Anyhow, so he was in his bed. They gave him a little IV. He was just like, ow, an IV. But Spudgy's like a trooper who's been through so many surgeries. And then we pet him. We gave him his food, and he just was so happy to eat. He's like, nom, 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 which is a great sign.
Totally hoovering. He hovered two tubes of it. Yes.
Dogs don't eat when they're scared, you know? And then we just pet him, and then he just kind of got sleepy, and then that was it. And he was gone really peacefully in his little bed, and we had him cremated and brought to a really beautiful Buddhist temple that has like
what was the name of the temple? Do you remember? Jing?
I was in a daze.
Oh my gosh.
But they were so respectful. Like I was really shocked because, you know, the funeral parlor, like the Buddhist temple actually comes to the animal hospital, and they ask if you want to carry him or if they want to put him in a box. So they put him in a little tiny box in the back of like a tiny little funeral hearse. And he drove us there, and he was so gentle. And then we had a little ceremony for him. We lit incense. We rang the bell for him, and we gave him little Spudgy prayer offs with some little kibble. And it's some pictures of him. And
another tube of the
cat food.
In which the Undertaker's like, these foreigners are really out of it.
And then we had him cremated. And then this is my favorite part. There is a huge tree at the animal place. And you can have them in urns, or you can take them home. But we chose the option of having Spudgy's ashes scattered underneath this beautiful tree that's so old. The temple was built in 719, and I'm like, 719 what? They're like, seven.
It's the second oldest temple in all of Tokyo, supposedly.
So that made us really happy to think of Spudgy. He would have peed the heck on that tree. So to bring things up to date, we are going to have an Irish funeral. If you don't know what that is, that's when you celebrate the person or the puppy's life rather than sitting around quietly. We want to tell some good stories about him. So this might have started out a bit sad, but we want to show you guys some amazing fan mail that we've gotten over the years. Because we've kept everything you guys have sent us. We want to talk about some really funny stories.
Some of our stories that we were never able to tell anybody before.
Like just stories that happened and then we just never told you guys. So we want this to be a really good laugh, a good hearty feeling about Spudster. And of course we have ourselves our drinks. We've opened up the special stuff, the Cavalan from Taiwan.
So the point is, we've been crying a bit too much for these past 2 days. I think
my
it's
eyes
time
have shrunken up
for us to be able to say some happy things about him.
And if you guys have a pet that passed away, let's share and think about positive memories of our pet. Not how they went, but how they were and what we loved about them.
And if there's anything that you remember about Spudgy that you really like, then let us know in the comments.
Here, show some pictures.
Hey!
Show some pictures.
Some people had some tremendous art of him.
This is Wilmer, who is 9 years old.
For those of you that are newer to our videos, over the past year, Spudgy hasn't been able to be blue because he had spinal surgery and his hair never grew back. But he used to have blue mohawk, and for those of you that have been with us for a very long time, he even used to have a green mohawk. Except we did the green mohawk all the way up to his forehead.
Oh, here.
Before.
This is 2010.
Yes.
We were in a magazine shoot for Soul Magazine.
Right.
There's Spudgy with his green mohawk, and we're doing the film issue. And here comes my favorite part of this whole story. So I'm going to want you to read the bottom part. If you aren't already, go for it, out loud.
If you aren't already one of Ichi Kimchi's 18,000 followers, make sure to check it out immediately. 18,000. That was a big deal.
It was a huge deal.
That was a big deal for
anyone. But there's Spudster, and he's got his little green mohawk. It was totally awesome. I love that. We have some videos to show you guys. Oh wait, some of the delicious spam is being blocked. It was not spam. It's just you guys are sending hearts. So let me show that. There we go. And I'm loving the emojis from everybody. Oh, William's here.
Thank you, William Chen, for super chatting. Let's start off by telling you a good story.
Okay.
Okay, what's your favorite story that you ever wanted to tell of him?
The first thing I want to say is how we got Spudgy, because...
Okay, right. A lot of people don't know how we got Spudgy.
So we adopted Spudgy in Korea. It was 2008, and we had just arrived in Korea, and we were trying to get involved with the animal activism in Korea.
Yep.
And we actually applied for a pug.
Right. A lot of people don't know this.
Spudgy's like, what?
We tried to get a pug, and there was one that we saw the pictures of online. We're
like 7 or so.
This is somebody that we want to
take
adopt
care
or
of,
bring to our family. And the day that we went to the shelter, they said the pug wasn't there because he had a heart condition and he had to go to the doctor for that day.
Yep.
But they asked if we still wanted to walk around
and look at the dogs.
Look at the dogs.
So we walked around and looked at the dogs, and we're gonna actually show you guys a video afterwards. But Spudgy picked us.
Yes.
So I remember this is an animal shelter. In the future, we ended up donating. We raised $10,000 for the shelter.
Yep.
And they changed. They look much nicer now. But at the time, it was just like a gutted old farm filled with dogs.
Yep.
Spudgy was behind me, and I remember looking at all these dogs being like, pick me, pick me, pick me. And I looked behind me, and there's this little swaggy boy who's all like, what? You know you pick me. So I picked him up, and then that was it. I fell for him. We spent $30. Yep. And then one of our greatest doctors in Hongdae, Dr. Kwan.
Dr. Kwan was he was with Spudgy for as long as we've been in Korea.
Yep.
He's helped Spudgy through so many surgeries. Every time Spudgy was about to go for a life-threatening surgery, then, you saw Dr. Kwan, he would hold Spudgy's face and give him a kiss, and he really, really loved our dog as well.
And he thought Spudgy would never make it out of Korea, and Spudgy's like, who's laughing now? 8 years in Korea. So I want to show you guys the video.
So let's see.
We're trying to see if this is new for us to try.
I've never tried overlays, but I think I got this right.
We've got links to our videos, and we're going to show you guys these videos, hopefully on top.
And website.
So if it's working, let us know. I think we have to mute it though, because it might have music that we can't use.
Who knows? Is this playing?
Okay guys, let us know in the comment section.
So, I'm not sure if you can hear us or not, or if the music is playing from this video.
Hopefully you guys can hear us. But this is Spudgy behind me.
Yeah.
And I picked him up.
Right.
And I was just petting him because he was cute. And then we ended up going for a walk with him.
Yep.
And he actually had no leash. The shelter was so poor that we tied 2 leashes together and wrapped it around his neck. That's not even a collar. He made a huge poo. And I was like, this is my boy.
Just a massive
poo. I'm like, I like his attitude.
Yeah.
And he was so scared of the shelter. But he got all his shots, and Dr. Paul gave us a discount because we adopted.
Look, he was hairless at
We
the
didn't know
time.
what breed he was.
And the thing is also, nobody knows how old Spudgy is. When we adopted him, then the vet looked at him, they're like, there's no records, so we're guessing by his teeth that he's around 4.
4 or 5.
So we're saying 2004 to 2018, because if he was 4 when we adopted him, we've had him for 10 years. And there you go. So that's our sweet boy.
And I don't know if you guys know this about Spudgy, but he was inside of a car accident.
Yep.
He wasn't hit by a car. He was in the car, and the doctor said that he was in the car, and they think that he might have hit the dashboard or something, which is why everything was shifted.
Right.
So
his jaw was shifted over.
Okay, so this is the first shirt we ever made.
That's the first shirt we ever made of Spudgy, right?
This is the real one. And you can see his little snaggletooth there because that was from his jaw being shifted, and his hip was broken. We could see all the stitching and the scarring, and that's why his eye was so gross.
Right.
It was never infected.
His eye came out
and went in.
And came back in, but he was never able to get his vision back in there.
Spudgy
also had a brother.
Oh no!
Yeah, there were actually 2 of them, and both of them were abandoned at the shelter after the car accident. The other brother was actually a lot healthier, so we took Spudgy because we thought that he could use our help a lot more. We wanted to come back later to get his brother, but his brother was adopted by then, and we have no idea who has him or where he is. But
and who outlived who?
Who outlived who?
I like this because this is his adopted brother. I love you, brother. This is a really nice one by Gabriel. Right?
So when you draw us pictures, we keep all these pictures.
Yeah, we keep them, guys. Look at all these little ones by Charlene. If you guys didn't know, we used to live in Korea, and we had a studio, and in the studio wall, we built in a magnet board so that we could rotate your fan art that you sent us. So we used to do an indie playlist and a K-pop playlist, and in the background, we religiously shifted the fan art around. I had an entire folder section so that I'd pick up some and stick it to the wall, and take some and bring it down, and I would rotate it so that every 2 videos, because it was like 2 different ones, your fan art would show.
Yeah.
So that was a big one.
Okay, time to tell some of our favorite stories.
Wada's like, where's memes?
Where's
is just chill. Oh, Simon's gonna.
Yeah, wow. Come on, this is your time.
No, I was sleeping.
Ba 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 psh. Ba 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 psh. Ba ba psh. Ba ba ba.
There's a reason why we're doing this.
Ba ba psh. Ba 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 psh. Okay, so.
Attack! This is one of our favorite stories ever, and we
never
have a video
actually shared this video. I don't think we shared this video.
No.
We shot it in our 3rd apartment in Korea.
Yeah.
It was just a silly video. It was one of my favorite ones, and it was shot in like barbarian mode vertically.
Yeah.
Who wants to share a vertical video? It's crazy. So here, let me see if I could show you.
Barbarian mode.
Barbarian mode.
Memers and Spudgy playing the drums, and we just howled with laughter looking this over again.
Okay, I'm not sure if there's gonna be audio for this, but
see if this works.
Who knows?
We'll find out. Oh, you can do like half the screen.
Oh,
make it bigger, Simon. Drag it out.
Drag
it out manually.
It doesn't work that way.
Well, that's it.
That's it. There's the video.
No.
Right, and then we picked up Spudgy. He's like, "Hey, it's
right,
my
Spudgy,
turn.
your drum solo."
Yes. All right. And then I picked him up. Great boy. He loved to play the drums.
We used to dance in all our K-pop videos.
For those of you that haven't been with us back in Korea, we used to do K-pop review videos in which we would talk about a K-pop video, and at the end of every one of our videos, Spudgy would sit in our lap and he would dance. A lot of times he would dance along to the video. So like there was a Lucifer and we had him do this dance. And so that's it. That's the video. I didn't even play it in full screen mode. But that was one of my favorite videos that we ever have of Spudgy. He was just so happy to be picked up.
I'm going to pass over some fan art here. This is when we did our Chicago fan tour. We got this really wonderful drawing.
I also want to say thank you to all the people that are becoming new members. Thank you, Andreas. I saw somebody else become a member. Thank you to all of you.
Sorry, we're not answering
Spudgy emojis.
Yeah.
We're gonna try to.
I made new Spudgy emojis by total fluke accident.
Right. Hey, okay, we're getting a little too emotional. We gotta drink.
Yeah. Here's one from Seattle by Katharina and Autumn. Welcome to Seattle with the big Captain Spudster bouncing around. I have a story that I want to tell.
Okay, tell the story you want to tell.
Okay, so Spudgy ended up, his first surgery that he ever had was he dislocated his hip, which is why we always talk about Spudgy being like my spirit animal. Was going through all this like pain and injuries and pushing through, and I'm like, I'll do it too, buddy. So Spudgy, and now he's literally my spirit animal.
Hey, drink! We can't let ourselves get back into this.
Anyways.
We're all out of tears.
Yeah.
We're all out of tears.
I was walking him, and he dislocated his hip, and he was crying his eyes out, and it was terrible, and I rushed him to the vet. Simon was at work.
Yeah.
I was with Izzy.
Yeah.
Our friend who just got married in LA, that's who was with us. And he had to have surgery where they reconstructed his hip socket because they said that even though he's quite young, all the accidents have worn out his joint.
Yeah.
He was totally fine after that, but he had to go on a diet.
Yes.
And he wasn't overweight at the time, but he was.
Well, we do have some pictures of him.
We're going to show you some
an
totally
absolute unit.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how we can show the pictures. We could try if we can.
Yeah, we will show you that at some point. But
anyhow, I love seeing all these Spudgy emojis.
Yeah,
Thank
the Spudgy emojis are great.
Has them.
Yeah.
Anyhow, go on.
What's in the mugs? Vodka. We're drinking. Cavalan.
We've opened up our good bottle of Cavalan whiskey.
It's only been brought over by friends because we can't like import it. It's not like you can't buy it online. So whenever our friends visit from Taiwan, we're like, bring the whiskey. Anyhow, my story.
Yes.
Which I didn't finish. Spudgy was absolutely starving because we had to put him on a diet. Even though he wasn't fat at that point, he had to lose extra weight for his surgery.
They actually needed him to be underweight.
Yes. So he was really hungry.
That's true.
He would eat gum off the ground when we walked him, and I'd be like, Spudgy, no! And I'd have to like be spit it out!
Exactly.
Spit it out! And he'd be like, ah! And it was like an ajashi's chewed up gum because people spit gum out in Korea. So every corner, he would try to eat someone's dirty old disgusting gum. I stuck my fingers on so many pieces of Spudgy human saliva. And then one day we came home and Spudgy was lying on the ground. He looked like he was boozed.
Oh my God, he was like food drunk.
And we're like, what the? He had gone into our bedroom, opened the door, and chewed a hole through the bottom of our giant rice bag because have a lot of rice, right? And he ate all this raw rice, and now he's like, well, I don't feel too good.
Way too much raw rice for any human, let alone medium-sized dog to eat.
So we decided, like, okay, we're taking him out for a walk. He's making a lot of ooking sounds.
Yep.
And we went outside to walk him, and my neighbor came with their dog, and they're like, oh, look, it's Spudgy. And I'm like I want to be like, not now, but she thinks that I'm waving. As she comes over, Spudgy crunches into the traditional Spudgy poo position. And I'm like, oh my God, he's gonna take a dump.
Oh no.
And he goes, ah! And shits out what looks like perfect rice that's simply been tinted a little bit brown.
Yep.
And it forms a reverse.
Kind of like when you like have the little hourglass where the time goes through. That's just like this endless beating.
Scream. And it went and it made this sound of rice being poured out of a butthole.
Right.
And then it got so big that it literally lifted his
and he was just like walking away from this huge pile.
Ah!
And we had our doggy bag. They're like,
and we're like, what do we do?
What are you to this? How are you supposed to fight this?
The best part about it was like one of those kids molding things. Like it was like this, and it went and it just like turned into liquid, and we were like, and we just slowly backed away. And I'm pretty sure that grew rice because it was like those monkeys that eat coffee beans and just poop it out. It was like, you know.
That was in our first apartment that we had in Korea.
We moved out shortly afterwards from embarrassment.
Because
the poop Spudgy.
Also when Spudgy had his first surgery and he had a cast on his leg, he had to be in a little cage in the house, and he wasn't allowed to walk around. A tiny cage. And he just hated it. He was absolutely livid with it. And he refused to poop. He was stubborn. He's like, I shall not shit in this cave. So we called the vet, and he said, can we take him outside for a dump? He's like, okay, but just make sure that he stays close by. And as soon as he's done, pick him up and bring him back in. So we carried Spudgy out. And right beside our house, we were right beside Bucheon City Hall. So there was our apartment, a little strip of like grass, and then there was City Hall, and there was like basketball courts. We took Spudgy on this little strip of grass. Yeah. And then he curled out a tremendous dump, and I was so happy for him. And then he's like, now's my chance. And he just
took off.
Like the Flash started running. I'm like, Spudgy, you're like, you can't do that. And I was chasing after him. And this was like after like a few months of being a teacher and like not working out whatsoever. Like, damn boy, well, you just came back from a surgery. You gotta slow down. And then I finally caught him as he like almost ran into the middle of the street because I did not expect this old man to run that much.
So I want to show a video now.
Okay, show a little video then.
This is a little video of Spudgy when he would go visit Canada. So we always talked about how when we were in Korea, we really missed fields and parks because there's not a lot of grass. Not that they don't have it, before the netizens freak out. You have grass.
Right.
But they don't have the fields of Canada. So Spudgy had never seen it before, and he lost his freaking mind. Loved it. Just galloped. So I want to show you guys this. Here we go. Did it paste?
It did.
Okay, let's see.
I think so.
We'll find out if it works. This is so weird. We've never tried this before.
Did this work? That did not work. No. Did I get the wrong URL?
Let's try this again.
Oh, because you pressed enter after this.
Oh, no. We'll try it again, guys.
Try more time.
Also, if you guys are Rainbow Ladder Support Team members and you type EYK, right? There's a special keyboard. And there's a lot of Spudgy emojis.
Here we go. You can see Spudgy running.
If it loads, this is Spudgy in the dark. You can't see,
Spudgy.
But he's there in the dark. Here he is in the dark, winking.
This loading.
Winking in the dark.
Here we go.
There we go.
So this is Spudgy in Canada. Back when he still had, this is your house there. And this is there's the little boy. And there's the field.
I made this music, by the way.
And this was the first time we ever really saw him run in huge open fields in the grass. He was just so thrilled. And he was such an active boy.
Yeah.
We haven't really seen him run like this in... Oh, jeez. We haven't seen him run like this in years.
Yeah. Well, it hasn't been years because he still ran in Korea. You know, and he ran before we left to Japan. Yeah. It was only... And his first year in Japan, he was able to walk. He met all the neighbors' dogs.
Yeah, he was able to go for a walk.
It's been almost 3 years in Japan, so it was really only the last 2 years where he really went on down. We said type EYK, and everyone's typing EYK, and I feel like I screwed up my explanation.
It's colon EYK.
Oh my god, I'm sorry, guys.
Sorry, colon
I'm
EYK.
So sorry.
And here you go. So that's...
Spudgy in the park in Canada, yeah. That park was actually the park that I grew up in, where I went to daycare center.
We were actually going to say, I think Spudgy is one of the most international dogs there is. He lived in Korea, lived in Japan, traveled to Canada a couple times as well. I don't know a dog that's shat in 3 different countries. I think that might be a record for a dog.
I know. I'm just
As
saying.
of right now, Guinness gotta hook me up. Spudgy shat in the most countries out of any dog.
Yep. Speaking of Spudgy shitting places, I have another funny story to tell
Let's
you.
hear it.
This one day,
Cheers to Spudgy.
my Spudster.
Spudster, you good boy.
To the Irish tradition. Why be sober during this? It makes no sense.
Why be sober?
Why be like, let's feel it. Let's be super raw.
What's the story you want to tell? I got my next one.
You were in school because your school made you come in all the time.
Yep.
You had like 2 days off in your entire life.
Right.
And my school was like, take the day off. It's Children's Day. And I went off.
The school never gave me a day off.
Every Korean holiday. So I'm in school's like, but you're not Korean. And so he stayed in the school.
Yeah.
And it was just him in an echoey school. Sometimes he'd send me messages and he's just like playing basketball in the hallways by himself. But he went because you're such a good boy.
Good. I'm a good boy
He's
too.
a good boy. You're such a good boy. And, that made me sad.
Okay, whoa, go back to your story. Go back. Hey, we got a drink, but no more crying
I gotta
aloud.
go back to my story.
No more crying aloud.
Okay. We did drink a strong zero on the way home and a beer. So I'm just trying to focus here.
Okay.
I was walking Spudgy in the park in Junggongwon, which was a fantastic park in Bucheon. Bucheon, my favorite place in all of Korea for sure.
Yep.
And Spudgy was super, super hot. And at the time, he was like just seeing his like hair grow in, so he was getting kind of fluffy. Because you saw the photos of him at the shelter where he's quite shaved, right? And I'm walking him, and if you don't know this about Spudgy, every person who's babysat Spudgy knows that he was a stubborn SOB, which is literally true because bitches are female dogs.
Yep.
He was a stubborn SOB.
He was a son of a bitch.
Yes, he was.
Technically.
No, he was a son of a bitch.
He was.
There's a way to say it. When he didn't want to go home, he would dig his paws forward, and no matter how hard you pulled, you could not pull him. He was like a bulldog. His upper body was like really like he never did legs days, right? So then he would either have to be carried home or Spudgy would lie, do you remember, with his paws down like this in protest, and you could drag him through the park.
Him all around.
He had a harness, so it wasn't choking him.
Yeah.
It was literally like, there was no problem. But in the fall time, he dragged, the leaves would pile up like a snow plow on his face, and he'd go, I'm not going home, I don't want to. And then you'd pick him up, he'd flop down, but if you lifted him and faced him the opposite direction, he would go running. So he was just faking it, okay? Wintertime, summertime, springtime. This time, Spudgy wanted to lie down in the shade of a monument because he was super hot. So he laid down there. I squatted against the wall with him, and I had like an elastic chain at the time because he loved to run, right? And I was on the phone with you, and then I said, well, I'm going to get home because it's really hot. And I walked over, and I smelled this terrible smell. And it turns out Spudgy had laid down in a massive pile of human urine. And someone had just like gotten drunk and peed on a wall.
Yeah, it wasn't dog urine. It was human urine.
There's a difference with the amount of urine.
There was like a children's pool of it.
And I was like, oh God, no, my God. And so I tried to coax Spudgy up. Like, I'm like, come on, Spudgy. This is a good boy. Come here, boy. Woo-hoo-hoo. And he's just like, I don't want to. Because my choice is to go into the human urine pile and retrieve my dog or convince him to come home. Do you think I could have convinced him? What do you guys think?
Definitely not.
Not.
He's unconvincible.
I had to scoop up that urine.
He was just rolling in that urine.
Someone's like, who's Spudgy? Welcome to our channel.
Welcome to our channel.
Spudgy was our pet llama.
Spudgy was our
dragon.
Pet dog. He was half Pekingese, half dragon.
Yes, from China.
He had a blue mohawk.
Yep.
And he had a really rough year, and he was getting sicker and sicker, and today we had to put him down.
Yeah, so we're pretty sad. So we're having an Irish funeral, which means not allowing ourselves to cry.
I'm going to tell the story about Spudgy.
I carried him home, soaked in urine.
Mm-hmm.
Just soaked. My whole body was soaked in urine. And then I got home, and I put both of us in the shower, and I washed us down at once.
Both of you.
And then I called Simon being like, I'm in urine. And he's like, what?
My favorite story, well, not my favorite, but one of my favorite stories of Spudgy
was the pile of fan art.
Yeah, here you go. Here, show some more.
Thanks.
When we were in our first apartment, a lot of our memories came from our first apartment in Korea. By the way, Bucheon is the best city in Korea. I loved it a lot more than Seoul. Bucheon will always have my heart. Anyhow, there was this lady in our apartment who was just crazy. Just a crazy lady, and she hated Spudgy. Every time like we would get in the elevator and she was there too, and Spudgy was there, Spudgy would lay down in the elevator.
He'd be exhausted.
Because it's cold, right? Outside is hot. The elevator had cold grounds. He would lay down.
Yeah.
And she would freak out. She'd be like, ah! like climbing up the walls.
And then it would cut to us, and the two of us are standing totally still. Spudgy's lying on the ground, and we'd be like, we'd say to her, like, "Oh, continue, I'm not oil." Like,
yeah, don't worry, doesn't bite, he's fine. And she'd be like totally freaking out every time, and she'd always be like, "Pick him up, pick him up." Like, no, I'm not picking him up. He's cooling down. Finally, one day, I did pick him up because I was so frustrated after telling her extensively that he doesn't bite. So I picked him up and I brought him towards her. I said, "Bo, bo, hey, bo, bo, hey,"
he did this
which
little,
means
like,
kiss. And Spudgy's hand was going like this, like, "Bo, bo, hey, bo." And she got off on the wrong floor. I never saw her again. Never saw her again. She did. She died of a heart attack.
No, I'm sure she's fine. I'm sure we helped her dog phobia. Which, by the way, when I was a kid, welcome to Martina's life, a dog was left chained up. By the way, if you want to load up, I want to load up Spudgy's 21 song to show people what Come Back Home, because he's such a great actor.
Okay, go for it. Yeah.
I was attacked by a dog who was like left in the backyard chained up. And the dog was running around our neighborhood with a bloody neck. It was this beautiful white dog just soaked in blood, and everyone ran away screaming. We later found out that these awful people chained their dog up in the backyard and left on vacation. But I really loved dogs, so I wasn't scared. But I was really little, small enough that a picnic table was like high to me. Like what, probably 4 or 5?
Probably.
So the dog came running at us, we all scattered, and I climbed this picnic table thinking that it was high enough, while my sister and older sibling like friends were able to like climb fences and like get up inside.
So we're supposed to be talking about Spudgy here.
Anyhow, he grabbed me by the face, here and here. And I can remember his mouth inside my mouth, and he shook me around and threw me down. And then everybody, like my parents and people, ran over and they scared him away. He was eventually captured by the Animal Humane Society. He wasn't put down or anything.
Girl, this is a Spudgy video.
I'm not finished. The point is that I read a lot of books on understanding the psychology of dogs, which is why I wasn't scared of dogs, because I knew that if I understood why a dog is the way it is, that it shouldn't be a phobia.
Yeah.
I need to understand, why did this dog attack me? I couldn't read the signs of ears pressed down or tail tucked under. And now I'm like, no, I'm never going to let that happen again. And I'm not going to let it scare me from an animal. So I was really frustrated at this moment for being scared of Spudgy, because I'm like, even if you've had dog trauma,
you should know that this dog is no threat to you
whatsoever. He's not even moving.
He was a threat to nobody.
And
he never bit a single person.
Ever.
Every single person that we met that met Spudgy has always said wonderful things about him. Nobody's ever complained. People have complained about mirrors before.
Apparently, he's a sweet boy to us.
Yes.
And every time we leave, he's a total jerk.
He hates other men. He just hates other men.
Yeah, he hates other men.
But like Spudgy, nobody ever had a complaint.
Okay, so the video we want to show you, for those of you that didn't know, we did K-pop Music Mondays for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Like 4 years or something?
Many.
Anyways, yeah. And we covered a song by CL, which was the baddest female when she did her solo. And Spudgy did a cover song of his own. This is the high quality music that I make. Roll the film!
Roll the footage!
Oh, 21. 20 mom, right.
We'll go back to the video. I want to see the video.
Yeah, we're going to see the video.
There you go. Look at him waiting at the door for us.
Well, good boy.
What a sweet, sweet boy. So this was our studio. We used to have a studio in Korea, for those of you who don't know. Oh my god, look at his tail. It's such a fluffy tail. Can you people hear the song, by the way?
You've gone away. Come back home, Mom, come back home. No, seriously, you might really want to come back home, because I'm pretty sure Mimmer's in on your
Brother, you promised you wouldn't say anything.
I made no such promise.
But you pinky swore.
We don't have pinkies.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Here he is. Look how happy he was when we came
Look
home.
at that active bum.
Waited this whole time.
Whoa, I need more alcohol. Hold on.
Sweet guy.
Oh, no more crying. We're done.
How do I close the
You
video?
boy.
Press the X button.
Came back
But what if
home.
I X everything?
You came back home.
Right, more Cavalier.
Yeah. Do you remember when you taught him how to bark? And I'm like, why would you do that?
Martina,
Why would you?
when we first got Spudgy, I think maybe for a year.
Why would you do that?
For a year, he didn't bark. He was a very quiet boy. But I saw that whenever we came home, he was very excited.
Okay, wait, ready?
What? boy?
Woo, woo.
Who's this big boy?
Woo, woo, woo.
And I always encouraged
Woo,
him.
woo. He had the literally same. It was like Morse code.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yep.
Whoa.
He was a very, very noisy dog. All right, time for another great story for Spudgy. Are you ready?
Are you gonna do it or? This is a really sensitive story for me. It involves Cody.
When you saw the footage, we played footage about Spudgy in Canada, and he was so happy to run through the fields. Well, he was happy for more than one thing, because when we
Wait, hang on a second.
What?
When I travel, I have a pig. His name is Kogi. He's from Korea as well. He's from Bucheon. And actually, we got him, I think, just before Spudgy. They might be like really close to each other.
Yes, yes.
Oh, Kogi outlived Spudgy.
Kogi's not alive.
Oh, right.
He's a stuffed pig.
I don't feel that way. But good job, Kogi. Anyhow, Kogi travels with me everywhere I go.
Yep.
So he's a pig that is like this big pink pig. Okay, he's about the same size as Spudgy.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
And Martina travels with him all the time. When we went to Canada, we have Martina's parents' house and my parents' house. And when we went to my parents' house, we brought Spudgy because we wanted them to experience the glory that Spudgy was. And we also brought Martina's stuffed pig there also. So we brought the two of them. We brought some other luggage. Kogi. And then Martina and I went out to go buy some groceries. And when we came back, my mom was like, "Oh, your dog."
No, use your mom voice.
"Oh, he loves your pig." And we're like, "What do you mean he loves a pig?" "You know, he just go boom, 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 boom. For hours, just boom, 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 over and over and
And
over."
I'm like, what do you mean? What pig? What are you talking about?
And then when we picked up Kogi, that was one juicy stuffed toy. He was mighty juicy. Spudgy had his way with that pig.
And he always loved stuffed toys, but he never humped a dog.
Yep.
I think he had a fetish because when we were in the park, you might have remembered a TLDR we did on our most embarrassing moments in Korea.
Right.
And one of them is when Spudgy found a stuffed toy bear lying on the track.
Yep.
I don't know why. He went to Flavor Town on that. And we were like, dear God, no.
When we tried to pull him away, he like totally like dead body it and be like, no.
"Miss Mom,
So we had
Miss
to
Mom."
distract him for a second, and as soon as Spudgy was distracted, I ran up like in the NFL and I punted a field goal, and he just just spraying Spudgy juice on
He impregnated all the lovely little puppy ladies.
and I don't know who he hit along the way.
Oh my God! Some person tells their friends the day they got hit in the head with a bear covered in
a dog
slime.
jizz.
They wouldn't know it was dog jizz. And okay, so that was the first time we ever saw him hump.
Yes.
There's only 3 lovely ladies or guys. I don't know what. Spudgy was gender neutral. I don't know who he liked, but the first was the bear.
Yep.
The second was the bouncing sheep bunny.
He loved the sheep.
We went to Canada and we were at Loblaws and we bought for my family this gigantic, ridiculous sheep that was like velvety. And when you pushed the button, it made a sound like an Easter bunny, like boing, boing, boing. Like it was an actual animated sound. And we discovered that Spudgy loved to
He loved to go boom, boom on the boing, boing.
And then it would hit the automatic button. So he'd be like this,
boing, boing, boing.
I
I forgot about that. That was great.
We called it Sheep Bunny.
Yeah.
And when we left Canada that year, we talked about it. We were like this. We were like, we need to throw Sheep
When
Bunny.
you throw it out, it's just...
We need to throw it out. But
It's just vile.
But we didn't want to tell Spudgy that we were bringing it. So
Right.
we secretly, like, we were like, oh, Spudgy, ready to go. Like, put him in his cage. And then we, like, put it in a garbage bag and removed it. And we always joke that Spudgy's like, Sheep Bunny.
Where are you?
Where are you? That was his last
You can
love.
have Sheep Bunny now, Spudgy. As
Because-
many as you want. As many as you want, boy.
He humped the bear.
You can help them
Cody.
all.
His last love was Sheep Bunny.
Yep.
The boinging really did it for him.
We're going to share a video now of something that Spudgy actually hated, which was the noisy pickle. We had a noisy pickle.
Which
and
sounds a
Spudgy,
lot like Sheep Bunny now that I think about it. So maybe
Spudgy-
he was looking for his love.
It was a yodeling pickle.
It was the yodeling pickle.
If this will ever load.
Name that K-pop song.
Oh, here we go.
If you don't know, we have another channel called Open Happy.
Yes, but we haven't uploaded that in a while.
It's happening.
It's happening, all right.
It's coming along.
Look at you, young boy. You remember?
No, this is when he was a unit.
He was a chunky boy.
This is our second apartment.
Our friend Jessica gave this to us, and we were like, a yodeling pickle. Maybe we can use it for like a Jinsu skit or something for Music Monday. But no.
So I bought all these stickers and hand stickers.
I think somebody gave us that pickle as a friend. Yeah, they mailed it to us.
Oh my god, people remember the pickle. Sassy's like, I
Somebody
remember
remembers the only pickle.
I just see
he's a unit.
What a portly boy. You fat boy.
Look at his little legs. This is when they cut his fur really short on his legs, and he looked like the
drumsticks.
No, he looked like the dragon from Spirited Away.
Yeah.
Oh, he was so mad.
He just hated the pickle. He jumped in the bed.
If you're wondering why our bed's there. Oh my gosh.
Oh, we took away the... Hey,
like, wait,
where's my pickle?
What?
I need my pickle.
Give me the pickle. I'm over the pickle. What a strange boy.
What a strange
Oh my god, that blue wall, we put it by hand.
I loved that apartment.
Yeah, that was a really good one.
I loved it. Apart from like electricity bills being $1,000 a month,
oh
I
my
loved
god, we almost shit our... We did. We couldn't afford it. $1,000 a month.
Oh, he's about to hump the bed.
Hey, watch everyone. Ready? This is it.
This is what he would do. He'll grab it.
Because you don't hump the pickle.
You know what? You can hump
stop
all you
this
want
madness.
now.
And see, he licked it. That bad boy.
What a sweet bad boy. Huh.
People said they can't hear what we're saying, so we'll tell you what we were saying now, but you're gonna remember the boing boing boing. Oh my gosh. Ready? Oh, chunky boy.
Chunky boy.
Chunky boy. Haku, exactly. Right? Totally like that. If you're randomly joining us now by fluke and you have no idea what's going on and you're like, what's happening? We're Simon and Martina, and our wonderful dog Spudgy just passed away. And we live in Tokyo, and Spudgy lived in Korea and Tokyo.
Yeah, and he traveled to Canada.
Yeah, we're having an Irish wake where we're remembering him.
We're trying to remember the best things. One thing that
So think about your best times of your pets too.
Back when we were in Korea, when we used to do K-pop stuff, at the end of every year, we used to do the Eat Your Kimchi Awards.
Yeah.
And we actually made a golden statue called the Golden Spudgy,
which I think is at the Breaker office.
It's either there or upstairs with our fall luggage. So it's either there or at the studio, and we couldn't find today. But it was this statue,
the trophy,
and like these awards this award show that we did at the end of the year, like K-pop bands actually like honored it, and they came for it. Like Amber from FX was there. Yeah. BTS is the biggest thing in K-pop right now. They did a video accepting the Golden Spudgy
for I think the new rookie group or best video.
It was back when they were brand new, and like they so.
And they know how to social media. Every other K-pop band is like, what is the social media? And BTS's band is like social media.
We had our dog, I think. Well, the thing about Spudgy,
B1A4 held them.
Spudgy had a like weird nose, so he just sneezed all the time. And I think that he sneezed in more famous people's faces than any other dog in history. Guinness Book of World Record that as well.
Don't you think that counts as making out with them?
I think so. That's like second base
your tongue
in some countries.
Saliva. So Spudgy made out with like Cran Pop and like Sistar and like Moof Booty.
Moof Booty was there
Tiger,
also.
Drunken Tiger and Eric Nom and multiple Eric Noms and Brad and Kevin from UKIS. Kevin and Amber, I think, were probably the closest with Spudgy. Like Amber visited us recently in Japan, and she was like, Spudgy! So like, and she's got adorable dogs too, and you know she lost one. So
we're gonna tell you a bit of a funny story that's kind of a sad story at the same time. Spudgy had an enormous dong.
Things we couldn't share.
Things we couldn't share.
Now that he's passed, he's like, is the Spudgy ready? Ready?
Tell them about my dog.
And the world know.
He's like, no.
And when he walked, it was like a plow, just like dragging through the field.
No, you know what was funny?
Ripping up.
Do you remember the 20 the CL song?
Yeah.
Where she said, ice swinging left, right. We almost did a K-Pop Music Monday joke about Spudgy because we'd always go, dick swinging left, right, because it was way too large for his little body.
And the point is, it actually got him in some trouble sometimes. So there was a one time in which like we came home from one of our trips and we we put down our luggage and then we went out to unpack. We were opening it up and then we realized we're hungry. We went to the grocery store and when we came back, Spudgy had tried to climb into our luggage.
He used to love to sleep on the lid. Oh, I have a picture.
But he actually got trapped like this trying to get onto the luggage and he just got stuck at this right angle, stuck at the junk. And he was just like flailing around in luggage, half in and half out, Dick holding him back. This tremendous boy.
No, here was the worst part though.
Here he is in luggage.
He obviously pee panicked, so he soaked our luggage with urine.
Yeah.
So people are always like, "Oh my god, why do you have so much new luggage?" I'm like, "You don't even want to
don't
know."
even know
I'm
how
just
much
like,
pee.
"It broke." Not that it was filled to the brim with urine. Brimming. Then he had drooled.
Yeah.
He was panicking. And we were like, "What a fluke! It shall never happen again."
It happened again.
It did.
Then it started happening because like in Japan we hang dry our laundry. We have these metal racks.
Yeah.
And what do you know? Spudgy kept on getting sucked by the dong as
So
well.
we'd come home if it was raining outside. We brought our laundry in. Spudgy tried to crawl out to the front door, and his dong would just stop, and he'd be like, "I can't go any further. It's so huge and trapped." And then he would just pee everywhere, soak himself in it like a marinade, and then he'd be so sad because he's like,
Guys, I've been stuck in urine. It's a double-edged sword. My dick is so huge, but also I'm stuck in my urine. I can't tell anybody.
Spudgy subscribes to the Big Dick Problems on Reddit.
You know what else happened to him?
What?
We have a video called Day in the Life of, where we recorded what happened in the day in Korea. And one of the times we go for a walk with Spudgy. And I met this huge Malamute. Like,
oh my gosh.
Yeah. So,
and the owner was really cocky.
So this Jeongangwon, best like Bucheon Park ever, would have these doggy parties. And so Spudgy, he was like pretty much like us. We're social with you guys because we like you. But when we don't like people, we ain't social.
No.
We're not like, let's be friends with everything.
No.
Spudgy was the same. If Spudgy liked you, he'd play, he'd jump, you know, like as a dog, I mean.
Yeah.
But otherwise, he had no interest in meeting other dogs. He had a one-track mind, which was smell all the posts, pee on everything.
Yeah.
So,
but there's this one giant Malamute.
Huge one.
And like the owner like told us, oh, just to warn you, like my dog is very dominant and he
bigger
will,
than
and
your
he'll try to
little
like
doggy.
dominate your dog. And I'm like, that's not gonna happen. Spudgy's like such a stubborn boy. And the Malamute came up to Spudgy.
And so I'm Spudgy.
And he like tried to put his paw on Spudgy.
No, he put it on his head.
Yeah, tried to put his paw on Spudgy like that.
That's a dominant move for another dog to say, like, I own you. And this is what Spudgy did. So I'll be Spudgy, you be the Malamute. And then he tried again. Yeah. So Spudgy did this. Spudgy was like this. Spudgy was like, what? And then he
puffed up his chest.
Like this.
The biggest small dog you could ever
like,
see.
Gangsta. I just stood back.
Super gangsta.
And then the dog tried again. He tried to put the paw on Spudgy. Went, ah!
Right.
He didn't bite him. He just went. He went like.
He just let him know.
And the Malamute was like this. Like, okay, I see.
And
like did
that
these little back up and downs.
Knew that Spudgy was boss. He followed him around everywhere, and he was so interested in the smell of Spudgy's dog. Like he would just follow him around and smell Spudgy's balls to the point that when Spudgy was walking, the dog's nose would like lift up his like, back legs like a wheelbarrow because he was so fascinated in my dog's magical junk.
No, and we found out later because we started to watch Caesar Milan because we were like, this is some weird stuff. We were trying to get him to be less stubborn when he was not walking. If you joined us earlier, you'd hear the story of Spudgy lying in human urine. Anyhow, and they said that when a dog wants to tell another dog that he's submissive, they'll lick each other's junk. They said it's not a sexual thing, it's
just to
like,
let you know I respect you.
I respect you, bro.
Let me lick your junk.
Like, I respect you.
Come on. This is what we do around here.
You know, or they lie on their backs and show their tummies, or they show their necks. There's different things. So Budgie is literally walking around being like, "That's right, bitch," and this dog is licking his junk. No dog ever dominated Budgie. He had such a sassy attitude. You know. Some people are joining us right now. ZFK said, when did it start? So if you guys are joining us right now, our sweet Spudgy boy has passed on. And we are...
He passed away today, Friday at 1 p.m.
Yep.
He's in a temple. Hold on. I'm going to actually get the name of the temple.
Yeah, it's on my map. It's saved on my phone.
I have it saved here.
Anyhow, so we're having an Irish wake because we have been crying for 2 days straight leading up to the decision to put Spudgy down, and so we were like,
the temple is called Jindaiji.
Jindaiji.
If you want to go to, like, it's the second oldest temple in Tokyo. It's absolutely beautiful. It's in Mitaka.
It has flower gardens.
It has beautiful flower gardens. It has tons of soba shops, and it has a little pet cemetery there. And Spudgy's ashes are going to be there for the next. His cup.
No, not the next. That's it.
Spudgy's ashes are there. His cup is going to be there for the next couple of years. And
basically, what happened was, I know. So he's like, la, la, la. It's when I heard that there was like a pet cemetery, I immediately was like, this can be some scary, awful crap, right?
Yeah.
It was so beautiful. That's what Simon's trying to say.
Yeah.
It was this gorgeous temple, you know.
Oh please, we can't.
It's my mom calling me. Mom, I made a live stream. Mom, I can't. I'm too sad. But thanks for calling, Mom. Anyhow, it was the most beautiful temple, and they respected, like, dogs and cats in Japan are so respected.
Yeah.
I would say, like, it feels more than North America.
Oh my gosh.
I thought North America was the place for pets.
Yeah.
But people in Japan, when their dogs can't walk, baby carriages, they take them everywhere with them. They wear clothing. They send out New Year's cards with them. Like, it is a member of their family, especially because I think there's, like, that, like, childless problem here. So a lot of people have pets and say, I don't want kids.
Yes,
no, I'm serious, yeah. But it's just amazing. And the guy that was there were 2 people. They didn't treat it like it was like a pet. They treated it like it's a family member.
They were super respectful. You know? They were like bowing deeper than all of us. They were very quiet.
When they had to move him, it was very...
folded the blanket.
So beautifully. Anyhow.
I want to tell you the story.
We lit some incense
about
and rung some bells. Okay, we have
so there's another story.
Yeah.
When we told you about the little, like, on our first apartment.
Yeah.
We lived beside City Hall, and in City Hall there was this like little flat patch of grass that Spudgy, like I said, after his surgery, like took a dump in and run away from. Winter time, when that came around, we had a very big snowstorm, and we actually have a video. We don't have it on the list here about like the biggest snowstorm that Korea ever had.
Yeah.
And like there were like these little paths, and Spudgy like walked up, and this girl got scared, and she like turned around and ran away.
But there was only one path because it was so deep, right?
Spudgy always wanted to poop in the same patch of grass, and he would crawl up there in the snow.
We couldn't find him, so we were like,
curl
whatever, dude.
a steamy one out, and it would melt, and it would go down, and I'd be like, I'm not gonna pick it up because I'm an asshole.
And there's 8 feet of snow.
And there's 8 feet of snow, so I just like covered it up with some snow, and I just kept on moving on.
Which we don't normally do that, by the way, but
I mean, now
you know this one time.
The
point is,
well, snow melts after a while. Oh boy!
We didn't think
when
this
we
theory
came
through,
back,
did we?
That was a steaming mound, and somehow, I'm not sure if this is coincidence or not, now that mound has kind of grown.
It was the grassiest
a lot
mound.
bigger. It was just a huge like mound that you could climb now, and I think 50% of that is Spudgy shit.
Yep. No, for sure. That's why, like, the reason why we were saying that, sorry, someone was laughing. The Enta Alexia said, I remember that video. She freaked out because she wanted her boyfriend to help her. She's like,
yeah, people remember.
Oh, that's okay. Oh, fine.
It's terrible.
And I'm like, dude, it's a tiny white dog with a green tail. And he was wearing a little tiny puffer. Like a
little puffy vest.
She's like, I'm going to die. And the boyfriend's literally like embarrassed, and he literally drags her. You remember?
Yep.
Away, because he's like, this is humiliating. Anyhow, wait, we were talking about City Hall, Poop Mountains. Oh, last one. Yeah. That's what I remember.
Okay.
We were talking about Spudgy's little cremation funeral because we asked to have his ashes dumped on the base of a tree because you can have him in like an urn or in the wall. And I thought, we want
him
Spudgy
to be back in the earth.
Yeah. And so there's this really beautiful tree that's like older than us and older than you.
Yeah.
Like 1910 was like when it was built or something stupid.
Yeah.
And this huge tree is right in the center because we were saying the pet cemetery is not scary.
Right. It's not scary.
And it's this beautiful candles
it's just beautiful.
lit. It's gorgeous. And there's Buddhist statues on the outside because, you know, Buddhism and Shintoism is very welcoming of animals. And there's a little tiny wall where you can write messages, and it's just so beautiful. And like as we were leaving, we saw people coming in with flowers, you know, trying to like say hi to their pets. We saw bunnies, we saw guinea pigs, ferrets.
Speaking of leaving messages,
and we got Spudgy blue and white flowers.
We saw lots of people have left us messages via Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. Thank you so much. If you have a favorite memory or a favorite scene that you had of Spudgy, let us know. I'm gonna watch this video again in the future, and I want to read your comments about it, if you can. So anything you remember, your favorite memory of Spudgy.
Yeah.
Love to hear it.
We got it.
Tell the one
here.
about Dr. Kwan.
Yeah.
This one, that was a good one.
Well, let's play a video because I
play a
feel
video.
like we've been talking and crying to you guys a bit too much.
Oh wow, yeah, here we go. Let's play kind of play off
wait,
video.
Hang on, because nobody can hear us when the video plays.
Okay,
so let me
explain the
lead
video.
up to it.
Yeah.
In this video, we used to do Wanks. Wonderful Adventure in Out Korea, and you guys will be the only people who know this secret.
Yep.
We always knew that Wank stood for masturbation.
Masturbation.
FAP, Food Adventure Program for Awesome People.
Was not an accidental name.
We knew that, okay? We also had Japan Invites Simon and Martina.
Not an accidental name. point is,
we had these wanks, and we would always go on these adventures. And so one day, people asked if we could like show Spudgy. And at this time, the GoPro dog mount didn't exist.
No, not yet.
So we
it did, but it was only for bigger sized dogs.
Oh right, it didn't fit Spudgy.
Yeah.
So we tried
so
to make
I had
our
to
own.
fandangle my own.
So we made our own. It was terrible. This next video is gonna make you nauseous, but this can give you a break to like go to the washroom.
All right, less crying.
Anyhow, I sang over the whole song. So this is our wonderful version. I made this song myself, and this is the Spudgy version. Roll the video
footage.
while I blow my nose and pee. Oh.
Is it playing?
No.
Oh shit! Is that the wrong URL?
Oh no! Everyone's on to us. I think they know.
Oh
we're drunk.
wait! Hold on, hang on. I know what I did wrong.
They don't know that we're drunk.
You know what?
Ask me anything.
Ask me anything. Oh my god, tell the truth.
Play the truth right now. If
Hold
you
on.
like olives, Simon's
Sorry.
like, I don't like olives if I'm being frank. You be Frank, I'll be Simon. Get it? The dad joke? No?
Keep drinking, girl.
Here
we go.
Wonderful adventure now, Korea! The Spudgy goes for a walk edition.
Mama.
What's taking this elevator so long? I have to make a big pause.
Oh, that's a great one.
Num 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 bum bum bum. Let's go! Bum bum bum. Oh, this tree smells really great. I'm gonna make a big pee on it. Oh yeah. Me.
Yeah. This was right beside our second apartment. Wow,
Oh God, children are coming. Act busy.
Our standards were low.
Don't look him in the eye. Great success.
Look at him go.
What are you looking at? Mind your business. Just
Well, this is a
nothing
long
to do here,
video,
just
ain't it,
kidding.
girl?
Told you.
How is this watchable in any way? Okay, I want to tell more stories.
Whoa, hey! Get on the road, mister. You almost killed me.
I don't know.
Crazy McDonald's delivery drivers. Man, can't find that special tree. Better keep looking. Oh yeah.
Alright, that's enough. This was a weird
Making
video.
a
I don't know why we had
What
it.
do you mean?
It just says,
People
it was
told
just-
me that that's one of
it
their
made me
favorite
so
videos.
nauseous.
And you turned it off, and I'm in the middle of like chowing down on a cookie, like they're on to me.
Okay, let's tell a story about Spudgy. So Spudgy was a very stubborn dog,
Yep.
as we told you before. And not just in terms of walking, but also in terms of eating. And
Well, by the way,
what?
he didn't start out picky. When we brought him back from the animal shelter, he loved
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
And then he became a diva. One day he's like,
I don't like this bone
Yeah.
anymore.
and we're
So
like,
we used to give
"What?"
him a little bit of like dry food with wet food.
A little bit of wet food.
Yeah, a little bit of
for
a mix.
digestion, you know.
And then the doctor was like, well, because of his like surgery, he needs to like lose weight less than the average Pekingese, so he doesn't put too much weight on his joint. So only give him dry food. And we're like, he doesn't eat if it's just dry food. And the doctor's like, don't worry about it, just give him dry food.
Don't worry about a thing,
So we
son.
went 2 days, and Spudgy refused to eat the dry food
by
by
the way,
himself.
this was at the vet because
Yes.
Spudgy had
Yeah.
had surgery. I think
Yeah.
it was for his
Well,
his
then
dog.
afterwards, when the doctor took him in for surgery, because he had to have another surgery afterwards.
Yeah. He's like,
Dr. Kwan was like, don't worry, I won't give him any wet food. He won't starve to death. I will break him.
and I was like, Dr. Kwan, I think you think that I'm one of those people who breaks. Like, oh no, Spudgy wants wet food, I'll give it to him. Oh, too much alcohol there.
Woo.
Get some water, Nicky.
No, I'm good.
I said to him, nah, brah, I am trying to starve my dog out, and I'm telling you he won't eat. Dr.
He won't
Kwan's
eat.
like, don't worry.
Don't worry.
After being at the vet for one day, the next day, every dog's gonna eat the dry food. Like, they'll break under the pressure. And he was kind of like, oh, she says that she knows how to like feed him, but really she probably is like a softie.
No.
3 days into Spudgy's like
Yeah.
isolation at the vet, and the doctor was like,
We had to
We
give
had
him
to give him
wet
wet
food.
food.
We had to give him wet food. We didn't have a choice. They were
he
literally.
took his nose,
Yeah.
he'd look at them and he'd go,
What the fuck is this?
And he would flip
And he would
over
take it and
because like
knock
he'd be in a
it
cage
like
and he would flip
Sparta.
over so all the dry food would fall between you. He's like, this is what I think about your dry food.
Because
Spudgy eats what Spudgy wants.
he like dropped the microphone because it was a cage where he'd pee and poo and it would fall below. So he kept flipping and flipping and flipping it. And then when they gave him wet food, he's like, no,
now I can
no.
have it. There was a time also, like at that time when we were supposed to put him on the diet, when we would come home from teaching, our house would be a disaster because he would actually open up the cupboard under the sink,
such a bad
rip
boy.
out the garbage bag, bite through the garbage bag, and eat garbage. So right now, like we've used that ever since then because we have a Spudgy voice that we do back and forth.
That's when he was eating gum.
Yeah,
and
he
just
was
like
eating gum.
Whatever.
So whenever we need to go on a diet and we're like, oh, it's so hard, we're like, Spudgy says, I literally ate garbage.
Oh, you're having a hard time on your diet? That's nice because do you remember what was it?
ate garbage?
I literally ate garbage?
He literally ate.
He literally-
CD, like out of like. Remember I told you earlier on, people would spit out gum and Spudgy would eat it. Do you remember the time? If this was a video, I would have zoomed into my face there.
Right.
Do you remember the time that Spudgy was walking in Korea and he stepped in like 10 pieces of gum? It was like someone had spat out a glob.
And it actually got caught under his armpit
legs.
to the point that he
was
couldn't
doing this.
open up his arm
And
anymore.
I'm like, Spudgy, what's
like
wrong?
dogs have to walk like this, but his arm was pinned like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He was like
And I
trying.
picked him up and I opened up his arm and I was like, ugh, and it was just gum.
Even
Gum.
though
To cover with
Dr.
peanut
Kwan, like, because that was Dr. Kwan that we told you about, the doctor that's been with Spudgy his entire time in Korea. He said even though Spudgy was very stubborn, Spudgy was still the nicest dog that he's ever
Oh my
dealt
God.
with. Because he had other Pekingese dogs that were just vicious. Like, Pekingese dogs can be, like, really wild and just,
because
like,
they
bite
either,
and
they
yip.
like you
Yeah.
or they're like, go to hell. So they like their owners, but to the vet, they're like, I don't like you.
But Spudgy loved everybody,
Yeah.
and he was nice to everybody. And Dr. Kwan loved him very much as well.
Dr. Kwan said that Spudgy was the nicest. At one point, Spudgy had to have a tooth pulled, and they said, let me just try something. And they pulled it with no, like, any painkiller or anything.
Anesthesia,
because
nothing.
they're like, Spudgy will kind of, like, deal with it like a human baby. You know, when we lose teeth, we have to pull it at some point, right? He did it, and Spudgy was like, "Arr!" And then he was fine. And they just patted it with a little bit of cotton, and then he was happy because he had such a crowded mouth from the car accident.
Yeah. Did you
And
know?
Dr. Kwan was like, oh my God, like I just pulled your dog's tooth, and he was like, his pain tolerance is like my pain tolerance, right? That's why I've got my little Spudgy here.
So let me run through Spudgy's list of symptoms by the end.
Oh,
And
let's
I'm gonna
just
tell you-
start from the beginning.
So-
Car accident. Start with the car accident.
Well, so he was in a car accident, so everything was like dislocated. His hip was bad, so we had to have knee surgery on there. His jaw was dislocated over this way, so his tongue would always fall out.
Yeah.
And he was blind in his left eye. By the end, he was blind in both eyes. And we weren't even sure.
one
if
was
he-
from old age,
Yeah.
just like a film, and the other one was like, it's
Yeah.
always been blind.
And he also had kidney stones by the end, and
Yeah.
it was like ramping up to kidney failure. So even though he was able to pass one, he still had like 5
They're
more
like, there's
inside
6
of him.
more ready to go. And I'm like, what? Like, he cried the whole night, and it wasn't the same sounds that we're used to. It was like,
Yeah.
we knew he was in pain.
He had spinal surgery because he had a herniated disc, and he was trying to learn how to
He
walk
had, like,
since
3.
December. So on
His
top
anal
of that,
glands were impacted.
he actually didn't have any anal scented sac.
His spinal surgery was on Christmas.
Yeah, on Christmas Day he had his spinal surgery. He had all of his teeth removed except for his like front ones because like his back teeth were so bad.
Yeah.
So he took them all out. And on
How
top
many
of that,
teeth did we remove? How many?
I think we removed 14 of his
14
teeth.
teeth. And they said, do you want to keep it? I'm like, no.
On top of that,
Why do I want to do that?
half of his heart didn't work.
Oh, right.
Right. So
Year 3 into us
so the
having
reason
Spudgy.
why surgeries were always so risky is because like anesthesiologists would say it's just way too risky, like for somebody with half a heart that isn't working to go under. And every time
that's
he
right.
would go into surgery, we would say our goodbyes to him. Like our doctor, Dr. Kwan
cry.
said, like Spudgy was 10 years old and he had to have like his anal sac surgery. It's like this
Wait,
surgery.
do you remember what an anal sac is?
Yeah, because like dogs smell each other's, not their shits, but like
Their butts.
the gland beside
Yeah.
it. Spudgy had to get those removed because his just exploded and started bleeding
It
everywhere.
was before New Year's.
Yeah, right.
And Spudgy was bleeding. He was pooping, but there wasn't poop in the blood, and there was blood over here. Things we didn't tell you guys.
Right.
And we were like, oh my God. And it was Chuseok.
Yeah.
Everything was closed. We drove all over Seoul. And we brought him in. They're like, your dog is dying. And we're like, oh. And then he survived.
So the point is that, like, for him to go into surgery with half his heart was very risky. In order to keep half of his heart alive, the other half,
all right,
we had to give him Viagra. So Spudgy was actually on Viagra. Hold on, let me play this next video here.
Boom, boom, boom.
It is very, very boom, boom, boom.
If you were joining us for the story of Spudgy having 3 loves, the bear in the park, my pig Kogi, and the sheep bunny that went boing, boing, boing. That's what we were talking about Spudgy having Viagra and making him very happy.
Yep.
We have a video to show you. This one actually went not viral, but like mini viral.
It was one of the most viewed Spudgy videos that we have.
Because people argued, like, is this cruel or not? And we wanted to show people when Spudgy was getting his hair dyed that he had no problem with it.
He was having a great time.
So we asked our vet, people are not sure about this. Can we show you? Because it's animal-friendly dye.
Yeah.
And they used a double-sided tape that wasn't sticky. And he is totally chill. So this is a great video about Spudgy.
Whose music is on this?
Mine, I made it.
Are you sure?
100%.
All right, I trust you.
You think I don't know what music I made?
I don't know. So here's Spudgy getting trimmed. Oh, he used to stand. Look at him shaving his belly. This is how Spudgy would be regularly dyed. I think there's like a famous hairstylist. I think his name is like Guy Trang or something like that. And I think he did a video based off of this, and he gave his own dog a mohawk as well.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So look how Spudgy is so relaxed here, just enjoying. Oh my gosh.
Looking out the window.
Yeah.
She was the best one.
She was great. That's when we turned him from green to blue. And he was blue for the rest of his life. What are you doing? Oh. So one of the things we have to do now also. Oh, they
Everyone
can't.
in the comment section said they did. So we just need to see what's happening here. Where's the video? It's here, right?
Yeah. Getting all trimmed up and blow dried. Oh yeah.
Oh God, we should tell the story.
What a handsome boy. What? I don't know which one. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I don't want to spoil it. I'll tell it.
Just tell the story.
Not now, but I'll tell it when we song because the part
Look at him. Oh yeah, my boy. Oh, look at his tail go. Look at his tail.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I can't believe that.
Oh, we have to tell the story.
Yeah, story.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Okay, that's
here?
not. Yeah.
Oh my
close it.
god. Spudgy does
Spudgy.
mohawk.
You know.
And that was his last look. Was
So
the mohawk.
Spudgy, like I forgot that we used to ask him for his hand. and he
Okay,
used to give
so
his hand.
Spudgy spoke Korean.
Yes.
And then after Korean, we taught him English
Right.
by like mimicking it with Korean.
Right.
And then when he came to Japan, he learned a little bit because our pet sitter and our neighbor spoke to him in Japanese, right?
Mm-hmm.
And our friend Angie, who used to babysit Spudgy, talked to him in, I want to say Chilean and not Swedish, but
Yes.
And so she's always like talking to him, and he would always love this.
Cosita! She'd always say.
And Spudgy would always go like, yeah. So well, there was a point to this, and then I got drunk.
And then I got drunk.
We were talking about why we. Oh, so we learned how to say paw in Korean.
Yes.
What was it, Becky? Ready?
Son. Now, one day we were in the elevator,
Son.
and a person spoke to us in both English and Korean, and like they asked about Spudgy, and we said he was a Korean dog, and then she said to him "엎드려," which means roll over.
Yep.
And Spudgy rolled over.
He crossed down and he rolled for it, and
Yes.
this is the two of us. We were like, dum,
What?
dum, dum.
When did Spudgy learn this command?
And I pictured those little sunglasses sliding down on his face.
He
and he was
never
like,
did it since. We offered him treats, nothing. He hated our pronunciation. 엎드려,
And he's like,
nothing.
nah,
but this
bitch.
one stranger in the elevator in Korea just commanded my dog, just must do it, and he did.
And the thing is, it took us a while to learn how to say son because
Yes.
it was like S-E-O-N, but it's not son, it's
Yeah.
not son. So we'd be like, son, and Spudgy's like,
I don't know what you're saying. I'll be honest. 스미마셍. 영어 못해요. no, 스미마셍. 한국 사람이에요.
we're like, no, Spudgy, we're speaking to you in Korean. He's like,
어떡해요. 신발 개새끼.
and he just muttered off to himself. One day we're like, son, and then he did it. And then anja, which is sit. And then we'd be like, oh, charaso, Spudgy, oh, charaso, which means like good job, like good boy. And then we'd pair that with English. So we'd be like, charaso, good job, son, pa. And so we tried to like match it up, right? So he spoke so many languages.
He spoke so many languages.
And never rolled over for us
Again.
once. What a jerk.
What a jerk. What a sweet, sweet jerk.
What a sweet,
A
sweet jerk.
Do you see this thing right here? You know what? People actually don't know about this. This right here, this is a story we didn't plan.
Let me back this up.
Can you see this gigantic thing? Where's the camera? No, we're in the YouTube view. Here's the camera view. Do you see this huge thing right here? Majority of you can't see this. You know why? This is from, for those of you that have watched Eat Your Sushi, this was from the YouTube event.
Our first one.
From our first YouTube event in Japan, in which we had Eat Your Sushi, and then we couldn't actually publish the video because we didn't get like licensing rights at every place that we shot.
No, but
But at the event, they made these huge cutouts for Spudgy and Memers, and then we said, "What are you gonna do with them afterwards?" And they weren't gonna keep them, so we kept them.
We're gonna throw them out, and we're like,
"Why?
Excuse me?"
So we took them.
What? And so they're actually currently, you know what's so funny?
What?
We're in our window
Yeah.
as like a partial shade blocker, and I realize our neighbors probably like open up the curtains and they're like, ah! And there's like this huge dog shining outside the window at them.
Spudgy looked like this when he...
Yeah. If you're just joining us now, we're having an Irish
Hey!
which is drinking for your beloved past ones.
What a
because they don't want you to cry for them, they want you to celebrate them.
Spudgy
So we are celebrating
lived a tremendous
our dog,
life.
Spudgy.
He was a great inspiration to us.
Yep.
He suffered from so much pain. I gave you the laundry list of all the conditions that he had, but he was still a good boy. He never bit anyone. He was always very loving to everybody that came close to him.
You know
We're
what's
gonna
amazing?
miss him.
We were talking about his laundry list of things that happened. I want to just let you know a second.
Yeah.
People have spinal cord surgery and
Right.
people have like leg transplants and like new hips put in. But if my anal sacs exploded,
Yeah.
I'd be like, peace out.
It's time to go.
I am done.
I'm done with this shit.
But Spudgy was like,
I think I'll go on.
Yep.
meanwhile, you watch Titanic and Rose is like,
I'll never let go, Jack. I'll never let go. Achoo, Jack, 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 where are you?
and Spudgy's like, nope. He just pushed through no matter what. We never told you guys that
Sugar Ashley said, open the $90 hibiki. We already lost that one.
Oh, the
Yeah.
tiny
little
beat.
tiny one.
Oh, I know where it is.
You know where it is?
Remember, you said you thought I didn't know where.
Oh, did you find? No, we can't drink that one. That one's too expensive. We're drinking just our regular one. What other such a story do we have?
Wait, tell people the Hibiki story for a second.
No, Hibiki story is for something else. I want to tell Spudgy stories.
Okay, well, I'll just tell you guys that.
You know, oh, you found it.
I didn't find it. I knew where it was. Hibiki 17 Japanese whiskey is no longer being made. So it started being rushed off the shelves.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I need to snatch that
So
up.
Martina bought one on Amazon. It was $90, a lot more than usual. That's the size that it came in. She didn't read the size before she bought it.
I got so ripped off.
Okay,
I didn't
got a story I
know
want
what
to tell.
milliliters were.
When
$90.
that little bottle cost $90.
I'm keeping it for. Simon's like, we have to return it. I'm like, you can't return it
too
because
late.
it's a food beverage, but I'm keeping it forever. I'm gonna find
One
that
of the
person and charge
times
them
that we
$1,000.
brought Spudgy back to Canada with us, it was a very rare occasion in which all of my family members were still talking with each other. Not so much anymore, but we all got together for family portraits. So my sister and her family, my brother and his kids.
It was the 1 year
it was us.
piece.
And my brother was there with his kids, my sister was there with her kids.
Yep.
And we were there with Spudgy.
We were like, we're here with our kid.
Yeah, and
it was Walmart. We took
it was
the photos.
Walmart.
Yeah.
We went to Walmart and they have portraits there, and like you can't put the dog on the ground, so we just kept them.
Yep.
Do we have the magnet here? Where's the magnet? Did anybody ever see these pictures?
I don't know if we published any of these
I don't know if we
pictures.
published these pictures.
But
Where is it?
basically, I'm in my 50s, 60s era where I had like
Here.
oh, you found it?
I found it.
Simon Hoover's cookies.
Right here. Oh. You see
He's
this?
eating cookies. Simon's like,
This right here is our family portrait.
yeah.
We took a big one all together. Hold on, you want to share this video next?
Yeah, keep talking.
So we took a whole bunch of us together.
Can I see our stuff so I can see if this gets in focus? It's gonna be.
It's
really
not
blurry,
It's not
but,
autofocus.
I mean, you can see how ridiculous this is.
There's
That's pretty
Spudgy.
good, yeah.
We had a nice little black. Back when I had hair. For those of you that are new, I used to have hair. Not anymore, don't you know? My hair is all gone now.
Yeah. Anyhow, we took this portrait and we held him up like, yeah. And we have these photos where we're like super duper. And it's like super sarcastic looking and hilarious. And Spudgy posed beautifully. And we laughed our butts off. And we actually, it's too bad we didn't do this, but we wanted to take him for like a Japanese portrait, remember?
Right.
Yeah, but we didn't want him to feel uncomfortable since he was getting older. He wasn't enjoying being out and stuff.
Okay,
you know?
time to share another Spudgy video. All right, you ready?
This is when Spudgy had green mohawk. This is pre-blue mohawk Spudgy. And a really cheesy video.
Super cheesy. Look at this. This is back when iMovie had trailers. Spudgy. Spudgy swam in a pool once. Go back to Korea. What are you doing here? I want to see that. He's such a happy boy. He was such a fast boy.
Spudgy film, Viva la Spudgy, starring Spudgy, Spudgy.
2011.
And that's when the shirt came out.
That's when that shirt came
Yeah.
out. And he said, I think you just remade that shirt now.
I remade it because I wanted a shirt for myself.
Yeah. So you're going to see us
store.
wearing the shirt.
But like, I didn't make it for that. I had to make it to paste it in and to send it through my program that I use. Anyhow, it's Viva la Spudgy, but I revamped it.
Yeah.
So it's Viva la Spudgy with his blue mohawk and a little tiny halo and like punk riding that's like all like Viva la Spudgy, but it's the same Spudgy. So I bought us some sweatshirts that we could wear, and I made a Spudgy dragon, which I want to show you guys, which I believe is what happened with Spudgy. We always
Oh yeah, you didn't show this yet.
We always talked about him being a big dragon. So I made this Spudgy dragon a while ago. And this is how I picture Spudgy. I feel like when he passed away, he just went like,
went to his true spirit form.
Went to his true spirit form because he was such a little old wise man that just touched way too many people. So I'm like, he's like,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I touched so many people.
Some people might be wondering if we're thinking about getting another dog. Not anytime soon.
No.
Like, I don't think we're going to be ready for this. I know some people that have like had a dog die and they bought a new dog like a couple weeks afterwards. I think it's going to take a while for us to get over the idea of Spudgy. I don't know when we'll have another one. Memers is going to be our only animal.
Memers is going to be an only child.
He's going to be an only child.
Becoming spoiled and fat until he too is a unit. And we make videos about him being a unit.
So thank you to all of you who came here for this. This was
really cathartic.
This was very cathartic for us. We came up with we decided that Spudgy had to go a few days ago, and we've just been sobbing and crying with him ever since. So I wanted to spend this video talking about the wonderful memories I had of this amazing dog.
Especially for the people who didn't know him, because not all you guys...
And not all of you know his entire... Not all of you know everything.
Wolverine on Spudgy, then I sucked at it.
So that's it. If you have any memories that you have of Spudgy, I'd love to see them. For those of you that were lucky enough to meet him, we took him to our coffee shop. We used to have a coffee shop in Korea, and we brought Spudgy there sometimes.
I see a lot of messages from people talking about how they remember meeting him at the meet and greet we had, the winter one.
Yeah.
He was there for Halloween. You know, there's like a lot of things that he did that people know him for. You know. So I'm sorry if you guys are joining us now, but we're saying bye to the Spudge. Irish way, drink your
Irish
drink.
way.
You're not supposed to cry. Oh man, I have to go to the VBS doctor tomorrow morning at 7:45. This is gonna suck.
Thank you everybody for coming here today and for remembering Spudgy with us.
Thanks for super chatting, guys, and
Thanks for
becoming new
super chatting.
members.
Thank you for all the new members that came. I'm sorry we couldn't focus.
We do have a video coming out that we filmed way before Spudgy.
Yeah.
We were still pretty down about Spudgy at the time, but it's going to be a really fun video when it comes out. And then hopefully we'll be able to get back on schedule so that we're not too mopey.
I hope so.
You
know. So that's it for this video. Thank you everybody for hanging out with us.
Viva la Spudgy!
Thank you for liking Spudgy.
Yeah, he's a good boy.
Rest in peace, my sweet boy.
Yeah, he's a good boy. Hey, no sadness.
All right.
A Spudgy cube. Oh my god. Final thoughts. Trying to type Spudgy, Spunky, Spongy.
We're never gonna have to worry about the autocorrect again.
Sludgy.
We're never gonna have to worry about that again.
And all you guys would be like, Sludgy's so cute. And then you'd write back to yourself and you'd go, damn it, Spudgy. And I'm like, I know, guys. Hey.
All right.
Irish wake. No, you're not supposed to be crying.
See you later, everyone.
Bye.